of your argument dealt with the resurrection story in the Bible. I've read it. I'm sure a lot of us have. But what the early writers there saw, apparently what they saw, and they wrote in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they wrote a different story of what they saw. And these are not just sequential problems, but they're problems like with the number of angels, who was there at the resurrection, where did they see Jesus the first time, what the angel said. I don't think I'd forget what an angel said. And they're not just with the chain of events. If the resurrection really happened, why is there such a different story in each of the Gospels?
It's important to understand that we're not debating tonight about biblical inerrancy. And so I'm not at all bothered by the fact that there would be inconsistencies or contradictions in the accounts, or even that some of the accounts might be false. The task of the critical historian or the New Testament scholar is to sort through the accounts to try to use objective criteria of historiography to find the historical core of the narrative. And the three facts that I mentioned tonight represent the historical core of those narratives. Notice that my facts didn't include things like the number of angels at the tomb, or the names of the women, or the order of the appearances and things of that sort. Those are secondary details that scholars can disagree with and talk about. But what I'm pointing out is that when you use the ordinary canons of historiography, you can establish that there is a historical core to these narratives, which is historically well established, and which suffices to provide an inductive basis for inferring the resurrection of Jesus. So I look at debates over biblical inerrancy and so forth as being an in-house debate among Christians. It's not necessary or relevant to my argument tonight for the historicity of the resurrection.